I'm Alchemist 2, and I'm back again with another movie review. I just recently saw one of the most touching and heartwarming, enlightening films this year, and I had seen a trailer, and I had never heard of this particular person before, and his name was Ramanujan. And he lived in Madras, India, and he lived in poverty, and his wife couldn't afford to live with him because they were in squalor, and his mother didn't really approve of his wife. It was almost like she was envious of him, and it was very, very sad, especially over the duration of the film, how that how that evolves, and you see how selfish she is, and she's just, I don't mean to be mean, but she was a terrible wench. No offense. I mean, how could you be so cruel to your daughter-in-law? She loves your son. She was supporting him the whole time. She was sending him letters over at Trinity College, and you kept them in a footlocker and hid him underneath a big wardrobe. And yeah, sorry, I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but that part, ooh, it kind of incensed me. But I am a Bachelor of Arts, but I've always maintained a love for the quantum, or the discipline of string theory and quantum physics and particle physics and theoretical physics and higher mathematics. I've read many a great number of books concerning mathematics, and the formulae themselves, whoosh. I mean, I can't understand that, but people who do just utterly fascinate me. I want to know how. I would just, I could be great friends with these people. I really could. I don't know if I would bore them, and they're like, oh, let me concentrate. Do this theorem. And if maybe not. I think we'd be great friends. We would be an unlikely duo. They could always translate it in a way I could understand. And it was the story of, well, it also has a little bit of World War I in it. Getting to that, just wait. But he does his theorems in a temple of all places, and he gets a job as a local clerk, and Hardy hears about this, and then he decides to take him on over at Trinity College, which is one place I really want to go, is just to breathe the same air as Isaac Newton and a lot of the other greats of mathematics would be the utmost honor for me. I am not worthy, but it's yeah, someday I'm gonna go. I don't know if they would let me in, but we'll see. Someday. It's on my bucket list amongst other places I want to visit in England. But it truly is a remarkable, fascinating tale of this man who he works his way up, and of course he doesn't want to do any proofs to explain his his coming to the partitions, how he was able to explain he got it down to 1 percentile of correctness of partitioning. And I thought, wait a minute, that's impossible. And they were saying the same thing. I was just utterly flummoxed by it. I was just, that's infinitesimally just genius. Whew. I was just flabbergasted by the whole thing. Dev Patel is just he's sparkling as Ramanujan. He plays the part perfectly, and he plays a character that's, misunderstood, and one that only has one friend when he goes there, and he's treated a little bit roughly, and he has a row with Hardy later on, and there's another character that's Hardy's one true friend, and he has to go off into the war, but he comes back just to return and see what becomes of his petition. At first, he tries to get him to become a fellow, and it's like, no, you can't become a fellow because you're Indian. But no, Hardy doesn't give up on him, and of course, one of my favorite people, one of my idols, is involved in this, Bertrand Russell. And I thought, oh, Bertrand Russell! I know I was geeking out over this whole thing, and I couldn't believe it. I thought, oh, I've read things by this man, and oh, if I could just, I'm gonna get emotional. If I could talk to Bertrand Russell, I would ask him a lot of questions. I would want to know how he came up with a lot of some of the things he came up with. That mind, that intellect, just to sit at his feet would be utter euphoria. And hopefully he wouldn't think that I was some kind of crazed lunatic for doing so. But Bertrand Russell, oh my God! I'm sorry. I mean, I don't mean to geek out so much, but he's one of my favorite people, other than Feynman. Feynman is just, oh, I love Richard Feynman, and of course Niels Bohr and Einstein, of course, are my other favorites. Hardy is at my top of the list too, along with Newton, and he got a letter from his friend. Hardy did, while he was off in the trenches, and he said Jacobi, he was comparing Ramanujan to Jacobi, who was found in obscure. No one knew who Jacobi was, and he said, this boy is a miracle. You've got to, like Birdie said, you got to let him run. You can't just break his spirit. And there are just so many funny parts of this movie, and it was just really beautifully done. And oh, it's really just spectacular and phenomenal, and this such an astronomically splendid film that you have to see if you're a fan of physics like I am, or higher math. Even if you don't understand higher math, you have to see this film because it's just so gorgeous. And two thumbs way up. And I think Ramanujan is another person I would have just sat and soaked up every syllable from his lips. I would be in utter ecstasy. It would be bliss. It would be sublime. I can't tell you how much I respect this man. And it's just, holy crud. I really can't. It's just, it goes beyond my mere expression. But if you have a chance to see this movie, it's worth it. It really, really is worth it. It's just so timeless, and it just shows the fact that when you give somebody a chance, even if they come from obscurity, great things are possible. And what more can I say? There's nothing else. It's just, there's so much wisdom to glean from it. I feel like had Ramanujan been alive, he and I would have been perfect friends. I mean, I I would think of him as my brother. It's like, you're my kindred soul. I understand you. It's just unreal. It's just surreal. And auspiciously enough, I was coming home, and this is just a story about how patterns work and synchronicity, but I'm coming home, I turn on the radio, and I get it onto a Bloomington station, and it was playing a song. I'm going to see if I can find as I immediately resonated with it. And it was a song about how we're all connected and that I see the light. And I thought, this is my song. This is what I've been longing to hear. I am light, and I am the resonance of that light, and it's it's a lot to take on. And I don't say it in an arrogant way, but I'm hoping that I can do something like Ramanujan did. Maybe not through what he did through his theorems. And, you know, I'm not going to say what happens in the end because this just is so tragic. But he made, despite that, Ramanujan's theorems, I should say theories, they made a vast impact on the world of physics, of, I should say, theoretical physics, especially astrophysics, especially with partitions. And I thought, what? I mean, my mouth literally, when I read the end, I was the only person, there were 5 people, I was the only person, nothing else could come out of my mouth but wow. I mean, I was blown away, really. But it just, astrophysics is my home. I know nothing else. I mean, ever since I was small, it's my niche. I feel comfortable with it, and I don't know why. It's just, I wish I understood more math than what I do. What else is there? I just feel like the stars call to me. I understand them. But maybe, who knows, I'll be able to do something other than with what's out there, because I think it's more important to deal with what's in here first and others, because that is where the true change begins. But that's all I have to say. And until next time, live long and prosper. Ciao tutti!